I'm thrilled to welcome Susan Stewart to the stage. I can't see, there's a lot of bright lights, but Susan is close by, and she is amazing. If you've never seen her or heard her, please be ready with tissues, a glass of water, and if you haven't gone to the bathroom, you might pee your pants. I'm just saying. Okay.
So just in case anyone is sitting in the audience right now thinking to themselves, so what's with the Ellen DeGeneres knockoff as our last speaker for the day? Yeah, just in case, you were thinking that or perhaps whispering it to the person beside you. Just in case there's any confusion about my identity, I think what I'll do right now is I will start off by reintroducing myself. My name is Susan Stewart, and I am an author and an inspirational speaker. And I write and speak about seeing the lighter side of the inevitable changes and challenges that unfold both at work and life. And I'm very passionate about this topic because, let's admit it, there's a lot about our personal and professional lives that can, stress us out and get us down if we don't make that choice, if we don't choose to meet up with those moments, meet up with them with humor and a positive outlook.
Susan Stewart just killed it on stage. We had women laughing, crying, peeing their pants a little bit, and honestly, her message couldn't have been more perfect for our group.
How many people here tend to get stressed out when you're busy? Anybody? Yeah, a few people? I'm busy too. I'm busy like the rest of you. And since I'm busy, I basically avoid talking on the phone. I don't know if there's anyone else in this group that's like me. I'll talk to clients, sure. I'll talk to clients. But when it comes to, talking to friends and family in the evenings and weekends, I don't want to do it, right? Because I'm busy. Or I've been busy and now I want to chill out. Is anybody else here like me? You just avoid the phone now because you're busy? Yeah, exactly. And so I don't know if you're like me, but I love my text messages. I love text messages and I love emailing, right? Because you write the message and boom, it's done. Yeah. But there are those times when it's not appropriate. It's just not appropriate to be discussing a certain matter over a text message or an email. So you kind of at times, you gotta phone them. You know those times when you gotta phone them? Yeah. So I pick up the phone and I dial their number. And as it's ringing, I do the prayer. Is anybody else here doing the voicemail prayer? Please don't pick up. Please don't pick up. Please don't pick up. Is anybody here strategically calling people's landlines when you're pretty sure they're going to be out and about somewhere? But sometimes that plan messes up, and they answer. Oh, hi, I didn't think you'd be home. Ah, crap, devious plan revealed. Socially awkward moment. And that can stress you out too, Socially awkward moments. Like when you bump into someone you haven't seen in a really long time, and they go on and on and on about how you look wonderful, and they don't. It's like, thanks. And look at you. Look at you.
Anyone would be happy to have her on stage. She really brings the perfect tone to every event.
In that same vein, just other people can be a stressor, hey? It can really challenge your ability to keep your sense of humor or have a positive outlook. Other people, hey? Because there's just so many different personalities out there, hey? So many different personalities that surround you. Because we humans, we have so many different ways of finding comfort in the world. So many different personalities. Like on one end of the spectrum, you've got the yesers. The ones who say yes to everything. Oh, sure, they'll do it. They're in there like a dirty shirt. Oh, yeah, they'll be on that committee. Oh, yeah, they'll head up that team. Oh, they'll help out no matter what you ask them to do. No matter when you ask them to do it, they say yes. And then on the other end of the spectrum, there's the precious princesses. The precious ones. They're always talking about having a full plate. Does anybody know a precious princess? You know, they're just always talking about having a full plate. No matter what you ask them to do, no matter when you ask them to do it, they got a full plate. They can't do it. They got a full plate. Yeah, I got a full plate. I'm sorry, I got a full plate. Yeah, my plate's really full. Yeah, full plate. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, my plate is still full. Yeah, full plate. Yeah, full plate. Now, with these people, do you ever wonder what size of plate they have? Guys, I'm just saying that I think there might be some people walking around with teeny tiny plates. Like, of course you've got a full plate. It came with a friggin' easy bake oven. Now, who here has kids? Anybody regret it? Once thought about having a baby, and then I realized I would only be doing it for the Facebook likes. Over the last year, I have actually landed the role of stepmom. Yes, I have a little 7-year-old boy and a 10-year-old girl in my life. Yes, you're fearing for the children right now. That's okay. For about a year now, I have been observing children in their natural habitat. Ladies, I have made some key discoveries. One of the key discoveries that I have made is that what you say to kids and what they hear are two different things. Like, honestly, they must be two different things. Just for, what I observe in their activity. I'll say to them, okay, guys, hurry up, we gotta go, we're gonna be late. And what they must hear, start looking for that toy you haven't played with in 2 years. Yeah, look everywhere. Don't give up. You're gonna need that. That's gonna be very important for the next few hours of your life. Now, you haven't actually had it for a long time, but it's really, really, really urgent. I will say to them, okay guys, turn off the TV, it's time to go to school. What they must hear, hey, crank up the volume, get comfy on that couch, I'll take you to school tomorrow. Or I'll say to the 7-year-old boy, okay, please, close your mouth and chew your food properly. And what he must hear, your impersonation of an alien monster would be even better if you crossed your eyes and started grunting. Hey, screen time?
She's absolutely amazing. She's perfect for a motivational speaker, for women, for entrepreneurs, and just lighthearted stories, but also in a genuine way to help you think of other ways on how you're going to approach whether life or business. And she really had us all in stitches, but she was also able to bring a seriousness to something that we all face every single day.
That is sacred time spent engaged with a device that you can hold, that you can watch things on, like a tablet or a smartphone. That's their screen time. Now, that's really not the key discovery. The key discovery is that screen time is like a multifaceted tool. It serves more than one purpose. For example, screen time is actually a scorekeeping tool. That is not fair. He's had 45 minutes of screen time today, and I've only had a half an hour. Ooh, keeping it real. Yep, making sure we're all even.
Susan Stewart was just absolutely amazing and just so approachable and fantastic. So thank you so much.
But I've also found that it is an effective parenting tool, too, for sure. If you don't stop doing that immediately, you will get no more screen time today. 1, 2, I've started counting. I have started doing the count, ladies. I do the count now. Now, does anyone here have any clue of what you're going to do if you get to 3? Anybody? Yeah. Because right now, I've got no plan. I just say 2 and then... And then I just try to break them that way. Like, I've discovered, and this is kind of a little bit more irony, I think, it's been a shocking discovery of how much kids today talk about being bored. You know what the shocking discovery is the timing. The time that they choose to declare their boredom. They will always come and tell me that they're bored when I'm involved in some kind of monotonous household task. Yeah, like the woman folding the mountain of laundry is the person to come to talk about how to have a good time. And like the other day, they like tripped and fell and fumbled all over their like shoes and their knapsacks and their coats that they left on the floor when they got home from school. They like tripped and fumbled over it to tell me that they're bored. It's like, ooh, you're looking for a little entertainment, huh? Well, let's get this party started by you going over there and doing that thing that I asked you to do 10 times over an hour ago. Party on, guys! Party on! Another thing I've discovered is kids just ask a lot of questions, hey? Like the other day, the 7-year-old boy asked me what normal is. Told him it was a setting on the dryer. Boom, done. Next question. They've changed me in ways that, very small, subtle ways that I couldn't have even, imagined, ever kind of predicted. Amazing. Like about a week ago, I was downtown Toronto, and this guy was being really rude to me. I don't want to go into the details, but like he was just being, very, very rude. And at one point in our conversation, he just looked at me and he said, "F off, lady." Yeah. So I turned to him and said, "May you step on a piece of Lego." With bare feet. Ow! Ow! I will take the crunching sound of stepping on a Cheerio any day over the Lego thing. Ow! Yeah, I've started to vacuum up pieces on purpose.
Time hearing Susan speak, and she is a powerhouse. I literally think I tinkled a little bit for the 3rd time. If you haven't caught Susan, you have to go to her website, or you have to find her on social media, find out where she is next, and book a ticket. You will not be disappointed.
I am so excited to be part of this event. I was so excited when Maria contacted me and asked me to, close out the first day. And I can't tell you how thrilling it is to stand on stage and just look out at a crowd of women. Just all women here, all this feminine energy. It's awesome. I feel like I'm at a Jan Arden concert. Hey, not a man in sight, except for the ones that have to be here to run the equipment. That's Jason, my videographer. I'd like to give a big shout out to Matt in the back, who's been rocking it right out with all the technological audio-visual needs. We love the men. I love men, that's why I like to dress like them. This is my Michael Bublé outfit. Do you like it? It can drain us of energy, it can make us tired because it robs us of our sleep. How many people here, when you are stressed out, how many people here look a whole lot like this late at night and in bed? And you're kind of replaying maybe something that happened that day. You're going over and over and over. Or maybe you're fretting about the future. How many people here tend to fret about the future? Well, since we're so busy, I guess it's nice that we're getting some of our worrying done ahead of time. Right, so we lie there at like 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning. Because we're stressed out, we can't sleep because we're lying there. And we're thinking about it. Does anybody lie, awake at night, because you're going through your to-do list? How many people here tend to kind of obsess about the to-do list? And you're going through all the things you got to do. Make sure you got to do that. Oh, yeah, make sure you do that. Make sure you do that. And you go through the whole list. And then God forbid there be that moment when you remember you have to do something very important and it's recorded nowhere. And ladies, at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning, we will reach over to our smartphone and we will email ourselves. Ladies, we're emailing ourselves. Which I guess is fine unless we start replying. Oh, hi, Susan. Thank you so much for the reminder. Take care, Susan. Send. Oh, crap, I forgot to copy myself.
Just got out of the show watching Susan Stewart, and I think she is amazing. I've seen her before, and I think she is one of the funniest people and also one of the most real people. So if you haven't seen her, find her online, book a ticket, and go see her. You won't be disappointed.
You've got enough. You know why I know that is because you're here. You're sitting here at this conference. You're sitting in these chairs looking up at me right now. Congratulations, ladies. You've made it this far. Which really indicates to me that you've always had everything that you've ever needed to make it to this very moment in time. So there is enough. See, I think that's it. The big wide open space, we get confused. We see it and we just convince ourselves that there's lack. Oh no, we still have dreams, desires, and goals. Oh, there's no getting around that. But while we are striving, can we tune into the abundance? Can we just notice how good we've got it, how much we do have, and how many things truly are going well? The reason that this is so important for us as business owners or even as human beings, again, is that idea that stress never really works for us. And stress really is this constant focus on lack. But stress cannot exist where there is gratitude. You see, abundance in this life isn't something that we collect or acquire. It's just simply something that we become aware of. The next time you're stuck in traffic, when you're sitting there in a traffic jam going nowhere quick, right? And you're sitting there and you want to be at home or you want to be at that meeting or you want to be somewhere else, rather than getting all stressed and frustrated and irritated, can you tune into the abundance? Can you challenge the idea that you don't have enough time to be dealing with this and enter a state of gratitude? I just think this helps us to kind of change our mind about that big wide open space. Right? So you can sit there in your car and you can, rather than getting stressed out, you just sit there and say, wow, look at me in my car. Hey guys, right? I mean, look at you in your car. Those things are expensive. And no matter how slow going that traffic is, walking would take longer. You're still ahead. Or maybe when you're standing in a long checkout line. Right? You're standing there in the grocery store in a long checkout line, and it's so easy to get going in your head that you don't have enough time to be standing here in this checkout line. So rather than get stressed out or frustrated or irritated, tune into the abundance. That big wide open space in front of you, just say, wow, look at me in a grocery store. Because, wow, look at you in a grocery store. Look at you standing in that place with all kinds of foods and products, all readily available and accessible to you, and you're just spending a few minutes waiting to buy it with all your money. Maybe just stand there and rather than getting all frustrated, you can just tune into the abundance. Because no matter how slow going that checkout line is, hunting and gathering would take longer. Hashtag first world problems. So the next time you stare out at that wide open space in front of you, next time you think about all the things that are yet to be done, will you balance that? Just balance it with tuning into the abundance. The next time you're in traffic, will you hear my voice? Or will you also be the messenger for me? I'm only one woman. Will you help others? Like if you look over and there's a guy in the lane beside you getting all stressed out, all frustrated because of the traffic jam, will you help him to tune into the abundance? Will you help him to enter an attitude of gratitude? You can look over and smile and put your window down and say, wow, look at you in your car. Now you're going to get the finger. But you'll be so full of gratitude, it won't matter. You'll be feeling good. But if you want to even the score, you know what to say. May you step on a piece of Lego. Bare feet.
She just makes me laugh. I think she's really funny and inspirational.
In the Chinese language, the character used for the word crisis is also the same the same character used for the word opportunity. The character used for the word crisis is also the same character used for the word opportunity. I think, yeah, you looking back at your path behind you, you can see that, yeah, those two things were going on. Yes, it was a challenge, but those two things were going on. They're one and the same. So one thing that helps me to kind of lighten up sometimes, because there's always duality, there's always more than one thing to look at when it comes to, some kind of challenge, some kind of crisis, I just say the more positive word. It kind of helps. Maybe the next time, maybe next week when something serious goes down, maybe in your business or maybe at, in your personal life, you can do that too. Yeah, the next time, the stuff hits the fan, you just stand there and say, wow, I just can't cope with one more opportunity today. Every day it's just one opportunity after another. Now, does anybody here have teenagers at home? Teenagers? Okay, this will help you too, because the next time your teenager is having a moment, you can do the switch in your mind and you can hear that opposite thing. Like, Mom, you just don't understand. I'm having a major opportunity right now. See, better? Is that better? Little bit better, hey? Also remember what's true about life. There are things that life has shown us time and time and time again. It's these truths. And sometimes I think when we enter into a struggle, when we get stressed out, we just forget what's true about life. We actually forget what life has shown us so many times over and over and over again. And we actually think in the opposite way, or we act in the opposite way. So I just want to remind you of 3 key truths about life. The first thing is that everything is temporary. Everything is temporary. And yet sometimes I think we struggle with things, we struggle with change, because we kind of, maybe subconsciously live with this belief that things will remain the same. So a truth about life is that everything is temporary. Everyone and everything is a work in progress. Everyone and everything is at one point in a journey, but they're going to be moving on. There's just kind of like, with everything, there's kind of like a flux of life, right? There's just a constant heartbeat. There's a constant motion. Individually, collectively, we can see this. It's the flux of life. Yeah. So maybe next time when change comes along in your business or in your personal life, you can just remember what's true about life. Rather than expect things or wish things to remain the same, you just know that, yes, everything is temporary. Yeah, maybe the next time change unfolds, you can kind of just lighten up by saying, flux. Or maybe just saying flux will help. Another truth about life is that it's surprising, that it's unpredictable. And yet I think so many times we set ourselves up with struggle and we get all stressed out because we actually talk about the unknown future with all kinds of certainty. We actually predict the future. We'll actually, say things about the unknown future, with all kinds of certainty in our voice. I don't know if you guys have ever kind of got into this, prediction mode. I don't know. I actually call it fortune telling. Do we have any fortune tellers in the crowd here with me today? People who tend to like to tell themselves or other people how it's going to be. Let me tell you how this is going to be. This is going to be a complete disaster. Oh, yeah, I have encountered a lot of fortune tellers in my day, Back when I used to work in an office, I had a lot of fortune tellers around me. Like, I would hear people, walk into the office on a Monday morning and say, this week is going to be insane. I'm like, it's Monday morning. How do you know that? Or on a Friday, somebody would say, I'm never going to get all this done by the end of the day. I'm like, it's 9 a.m. Give yourself a shot. Or I would hear, this meeting is going to be a total waste of time. Okay, that one usually ended up to be true, but anyway. Right, these are stories. These are completely made up. There's no way we can actually be focusing on the truth. There's no way that we can actually be talking factually about the unknown future because it hasn't happened yet. So that's a way to kind of notice when you're telling yourself a story that's stressing you out about the future. When you start talking about things, that have yet to take place with all kinds of certainty, know that you've got out your crystal ball and you're caught up in fortune telling and either stressing yourself or maybe even people around you. But it can be hard work, kind of catching yourself in that, because I think we humans do it a lot. Actually, in fact, last summer, I caught myself doing it. So I was going out for a run, and it's important for you to know that I was wearing like a little t-shirt and shorts. A little Lululemon outfit. And so I was jogging, and I was jogging like down this one road that then was going to take me down to the lakeshore, because I wanted to, jog along Lake Ontario. And so I'm jogging in my little outfit, and then I notice in front of me, there are like 7 or 8 teenage boys right in front of me, like 200 yards right there. What do you call that? 7 or 8 teenage boys. What do you call that? A gaggle? Or a herd? A herd. Exactly. And there was no sidewalk on the other side of the street. So I knew my fate, that in a few moments I was going to, in my little outfit, I was going to have to jog around the herd of teenage boys, and then I was going to have to give them the shot as I jogged in front of them. I knew exactly how this was going to go. You know that feeling of dread, because you know exactly how this is going to go? So now I'm jogging while lugging a crystal ball, so it was quite a workout, a little bit like CrossFit, really worked my core. But I'm just like any little joy about jogging is removed, because I'm now completely stressed out. I'm preparing for the derogatory remarks. I am gearing up for the sexist comments. Oh, I could hear the cat calls, if I was lucky. So the moment came when I jogged around the teenage boys. And then the moment came when I gave them the shot. And at first, there was silence. And then all of a sudden, one of the teenage boys yells out, "I believe in you." And then, like a herd of teenage girls, they all just yelled, "Woohoo!" I jogged away, I looked back, and I said, "I believe in you too." Life is unpredictable. Life is surprising. How many times have we approached the future about our business or our personal life like that herd of teenage boys? And how many times has life surprised us like that herd of teenage boys? And the other truth about life is that it's always on your side. It's wonderful to have intentions, but just be very careful about your expectations for the path of your business or the path of your personal life. These expectations are like vivid images in our mind of how things are going to look, be, and feel. And the thing is, because life is unpredictable, life often doesn't match that image we have in our mind. And sometimes when we look at that mismatch, we enter into that struggle. We resist what is, we argue with our reality. And a common denominator in all stress is arguing with reality. Right? We want something to be different than it is. We want someone to be different than they are because they don't match that image in our mind. And so with that struggle, I've come to understand that walking around with, these expectations of what's going to unfold in front of us is like resentment in waiting or stress under construction. Sometimes I think that's why we struggle with the challenges that unfold in our lives, is because we kind of have this expectation that life is supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be kind of just loveliness. But the reality is life is challenging. Life is no fairy tale. If you lose your shoe at midnight, that just means you're drunk. Tweet that one out, guys. Come on now. Let's get this party started. Being happy and at peace with the world, with our business, with everything around us is much easier if we're happy and at peace with ourselves. If it's one thing I know for sure, ladies, negative self-talk sure makes you bitchy. So I've just been trying to accept my perks. So I am accepting that even though I've been out of my house for about 20 years, I left my parents' house 20 years ago, even though I've been, on my own that long, I still have no idea how to fold a fitted bed sheet. I accept that. Last week, I accidentally put a sports bra on backwards, and it was almost okay. I accept that. And in that vein, I'm trying to accept my body. I'm just trying to accept my body for exactly as it is, which, it can be challenging in those moments when you see yourself in a photo. That's a little bit of a wake-up call, A little reality check. It's like, is that what's going on? Oh, dear. Oh, my God. Wow. Yeah, I realize I suffer from reverse anorexia. Yeah, I think I'm thinner than I actually am. Does anybody else here wish they were as fat as when they first thought they were fat? God, those were thin days, huh? And lastly, I just want to say that I'm trying to really, really work hard on the fact that I'm 40 now. Yeah, I'm 40, yo. This is 40. Well, I've struggled with it because I expected to never be 40. 40 is for other people, like my mother. But you know, even though I'm 40 now, I still feel 20 inside. Yeah, until I find myself around a bunch of 20-year-olds. And then I'm like, oh no, never mind, I'm 40. Did I really sound like that? And I'm approaching middle age, and it's just making things different. Like going to the mall is different. Totally different now. Like now that I'm older, there's just certain stores that are off limits. Like I got no business going into Abercrombie & Fitch or American Eagle or Hollister. And I certainly have no business going into Forever 21. Which is a total friggin' lie, by the way. I just think it would be nice if they opened another store for us older gals. Like Forever 39. We just sell wine and yoga pants. Hey? Yes, please! Let's be honest. So now I'm saying and thinking and doing a lot of things now that I'm like older, and so a lot of things to accept. Like now I check the weather forecast. Yeah, the other day I thought to myself, is it just me or is the grocery store playing really good music now? Wake me up before you go. Wow, awesome. And I'd rather stay home than go out. And I wake up early on days I don't have to. And there's just sometimes I want to sit down. Huh? You know, that's a complete departure from your childhood, right? Because if your parents took you somewhere, they spent most of the time getting you to sit down. Like, you get over here, you get over here, you get over, sit down. You sit down, you sit down. Complete opposite now. Don't make me sit down. Or sorry, don't make me run around. Ah, damn, I screwed that one up. Okay. And then it gets the biggest laugh. That's annoying. I know to avoid certain drinks, and I actually do. And now I accept them. I'm from an older generation, so when I send a text message, I use correct spelling and proper punctuation. Hells yeah. Like, oh my God, I'm laughing my ass off. Talk to you later. Like, I'm not saying LOL. I'm not saying LOL. Who's LOLing? I'm not LOLing. I think that's a sign of aging, is when you are just really interested in speaking and living your truth. So I've come up with a much more honest response. Salt. Smiled a little, then stopped. Right? It's all about the truth when you get older. I'm much more interested in the truth. Except when I'm having my physical, and my doctor asks me how many alcoholic beverages I consume in a week. Does anybody else rehearse that answer when they're driving to the appointment? 5 or 6? Meanwhile, back at the ranch, at that point in the week, it would only be Tuesday. I also am accepting that I now buy Kleenex. Like, come on, guys, when you think about it, the day you stop blowing your nose with toilet paper and you actually go out and get Kleenex, you're getting older. That is something. But now I've gotten to the point that I've got a box of Kleenex pretty much in every room in my home. And I get very excited when I'm at the store and I see a box of Kleenex that perfectly matches the decor of one of the rooms in my home. Like, oh my God, that baby blue perfectly matches the shower curtain in the upstairs bathroom. And I buy 8. Is anybody else here stockpiling attractive Kleenex? And I'm getting all seasonal, I'm getting all festive. The holidays come. Ooh, let's get out the Christmas Kleenex. Put the regular stuff away, it's the holidays. You can't have reg. You can't have reg, you gotta have seasonal. But I haven't reached the final frontier. And that's when you take a piece of Kleenex and you shove it up your sleeve. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing that there's this point in our lives where we can no longer be bothered to get up and get Kleenex, and we just start wearing it. Even if we've used it once or twice. Oh, that's still good. That's fine, that's fine. And the last thing that I've been working very hard about this whole aging thing, accepting, is that sometimes when I laugh really hard, yes, ladies, you know you're getting older when you've got tears running down your legs. You're like, ah, yeah, wonderful. Ah, yeah, just like to work out wherever I go. Yeah, cardio. It's the key for the, yeah. Really works the inner thighs. Your bladder becomes a huge thing, doesn't it? When you get older, your bladder is such a huge, it's like it's on my mind all the time. It's such a hot topic. Now, when I'm out in public and I encounter a washroom, I have that thought. Might as well go while I'm here. Anybody else get a little excited about going to the washroom? Anybody get a little excited? Well, hell's yeah, it's a chance to sit down. Thanks, everybody, and I wish you much success.
Honest to God, I think that was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. I mean, she is just brilliant. I think that's the word, just pure brilliance. Yeah, wow, what a dynamo. I mean, I am just breathless after that experience, watching that beautiful, talented, vibrant woman on stage. Amazing. Well, I'll just never be the same. She's just that good.